Welcome back, YouTube. Renaissance here with G and J. I know we haven't talked much about college or professional football, but we got the perfect subject to get into it because on Monday, September the 21st, 2020, special day here, the athletic director of Jackson State University, Ashley Robinson, announced that Deion Sanders, NFL's greatest punt returner, 8-time Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl champion, NFL Hall of Famer, the best corner of all time, and arguably the best NFL player of all time, is going to be the head coach of their football team. Crazy. Jackson State, the Tigers, also known as JSU, is an HBCU. Is a part of a conference, the SWAC, Southwestern Athletic Conference, that is comprised of all HBCU teams. Most of these universities don't have populations above 8,000. Jackson State has a population of about 7,000. In comparison, Alabama has like a 40,000 student body population. Ohio State, in my state, has a 60,000 student body. I spoke to alumni, shout out to Warren Williams, alumni and ex-football player of Jackson State, just get a feel of, what's been going on with the university, what they're looking at, if they're excited or not, or if they're apprehensive about it. Well, he told me that they have not had a winning season since 2013. They haven't won their conference since 2007. I believe he graduated around 2009, and they've had 6 different head coaches since then. Why would he want to go to this school? I'm gonna let Jake get into that, but looking into it and asking him questions, they are really excited. Looking at their track record, they have no reason but to be excited. It's better than what they've been doing. And considering being the HBCU and not being in the limelight as much as the rest of the universities that we're going to talk about, any tension at this point could be good attention. So they're excited, but they just want to make sure, Neon Deion isn't overshadowing, the promises that they're supposed to have to the students, the promises that we're supposed to have to our Black community, and the promises that we're supposed to have for the people attending these universities and the universities as a whole. Now, Jay has a lot more information about this, can give you some insight on the background and maybe the future, and some other things, surrounding this announcement. What's up, Jay?
Don't speak it up too much. You say he got a whole bunch of details. Calm down. Calm all that down. But I will say, a little bit more on Jackson State. You were talking about the last time that they had a winning season and the last time that they won their conference title. Now, beyond those specific accolades, there have been a lot of successful athletes, especially in the football realm, that have come out of Jackson State. I would say the most notable will probably be Walter Payton, who is not only I believe he's a Heisman winner, also a Super Bowl champion, and the running back for arguably the best football team in NFL history,
okay,
which was the '85 Bears. So, with that aside, there have been very successful periods in time with their athletic program as a whole and with the football program. So they're not unfamiliar with athletic success. So this is more of just kind of getting back to that winning impact for them. So that's one specific part of it. The second part of it is having someone so high profile who can get a job anywhere they want in the nation coaching, but not only wants to control their destiny, but wants to change lives while doing it. And what better place to do that than the HBCU, where us personally going to HBCUs, we felt that at those institutions more than we ever felt it any other place in our lives. This person in front of me, whether it be my professor, my athletic director, the janitor, gives a damn about me seeing the next day, seeing the next semester. And you can attest to this. When you were walking across that stage, you looked into the stands, you saw the lunch lady. You saw teachers that didn't even know you, but knew what you looked like and were waving and congratulating you. That's the type of environment that he's going to be, matriculating men in, and that's awesome. That is awesome to me. And the fact that he's going to have I wouldn't even say a constant eye, because the thrill of it is going to kind of die down a bit. But anytime he has any type of success, there are going to be eyes on him, and that is very important for the HBCU world as a whole. Third part to that, as far as coaching goes, I don't really think that HBCUs were in the forefront of a lot of our NFL legends' minds that have the propensity or the want to be a coach. You
Right.
know, a lot of them want to be, assistant or position coaches for the major system, the Alabamas, the Ohio's, blase. But not only is the HBCU a chance for you to be more in control of what you're contributing, but you can usher in a revolution in where these funds are going. Because with success in athletic programs comes more money, and also that comes with buildings and all of these different things that we were in dire need of anyway. So it's going to be one of the biggest butterfly effects that I've ever had to pay attention to. So that in itself is a great thing. Now, what I really want to talk about more so is his background in coaching, because a lot of people don't know that he coached before. He coached Little League. He also coached both of his sons in high school. I believe that is Trinity Christian in Central Texas, I want to say it is. But multiple time state champion. Shiloh Sanders, his older son that's still playing at college. I believe he plays at South Carolina. Redshirt, but is doing very well and projected to do really well. The youngest son, Shador, who he coached at Trinity Christian as the quarterback. This is a 4-star high school athlete. Now, to my understanding, he has already committed to Jackson State, and a few other of his classmates who are also starred athletes, I believe 3 to 4 of them have also committed. So despite, what people have said about the coaching situation and Deion kind of shooting that down, that right there, that is important, that is impactful, and I definitely want to see what happens just from that and going here on out.
It's a D1 school, people. It's a D1 school that has a population of 7,000 students in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Once you start adding athletes, if you have a coach that knows how to run one play consistently and correctly, having the players in the right positions doing their jobs, once you get a high-level running back, once you get the best linemen, once you get the best receivers, you're gonna win. I'm not saying he's gonna win the conference right away. I'm not saying he's gonna win every game. But once you get the athletes in place, once you get support in a small pool, you're gonna start winning some games. Once the players see that they can get attention, because he's gonna bring attention. If we know anything, Deion is gonna bring some attention. Once they see they can get the same attention going to a school that's going to cater to them under the tutelage of someone that's already been at the highest level, maybe, again, the best football player of all time, they're gonna go. You build it, they will come. So we were the backstory to us finding this out. We were on a 2.5 hour drive to hike for God knows what, to hike. When we heard this news, I think Jay saw it on his phone, and we were I was about to crash. And I'm like, Jay was like, we got to do a video. I'm like, yeah, we got to do a video. I don't know when we're going to do it. We should probably do it today, but the hike took it out of us. So we're like a day late, and we've gotten all types of news since then. And good thing we, didn't say all of it as it hit our ears, because It got crazy. But some of that news, why would you even shoot it down? We're talking about assistant coaches being some other legendary players, and like, oh my God, what if this happens? What if that happens? Well, what if it happens? How did the rest of these coaches get these jobs? How did the rest of them get through this pipeline and end up in the NFL after coaching in college a few years? Nepotism. We can bring the same, there's just so many thoughts running through my head. We can bring the same nepotism through our schools and give them a pipeline through the NFL that's predominantly Black, full of us doing jobs for other people to making them rich. We can have that pipeline. And again, with that pipeline, more kids are coming here. Where are they leaving? They're leaving the predominantly white schools. I mean, again, I'm a big fan of Ohio State, but it is a predominantly white school. I don't know percentage. I know we're under 10% at that school. I'll bet you that. I bet you that. But if I'm seeing Marvin Harrison's son go there, if I'm seeing Deion Sanders' son go to this school, if I'm seeing the rest of these guys' sons go to the school, and I know they're the fastest, the tallest, the most athletic, the best trained athletes, getting passes, catching, making tackles, getting in the end zone, I'm going to watch them, which means the TV networks are going to know we're going to watch them. And if the TV networks know we're going to watch them, they're going to have to compete for the school. They're going to have to give them offers for more money. What do you think a lot of this money comes from, when it's funneled into the school and they get new grants, new computers, new wings, new medical divisions, when they can offer more at the school, offer more scholarships. Some of these schools are getting that money from going to playoffs, going to bowl games. Again, this school is D1. They can go to these bowl games. And if you keep winning and you build that profile, those schools are going to want to play you. You know what happens? Do you know how Ohio State gets to play a small school? Do you know how Alabama gets to play a small school? They paid a small school. So we're just talking about so many streams of revenue coming into the school. And guess who's going to benefit? Those students. Those students who didn't have a chance to go to Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, Duke, et cetera, et cetera. Those students go there. They have more resources. Hey, maybe academic standards change a bit, but again, your primary target, your recruiting resources are these schools that we're going to, that me and you went to, that didn't see, recruiters or just representatives from these universities come and talk to us, groom us to being a part of their student body for whatever reason. And I mean, that could be another video of why that's happening, but it's going to happen for us, targeting us. Why not now is the question. I mean, because I'm being somewhat, pessimistic, like, well, why? Why am I trained to think that way? But why not? Why not start it now? It's the perfect time to use a lot of the ground that we've been making, uniting,
Right.
a lot of the momentum we've been building, getting exposure and having, a unified message and voice. Why not get some of those power brokers, those representatives in positions of power that they always deserve to be in to lead us to the next step? I'll give it back to you, Jay. But one question I got, or one thing I'd like to bring up, is that since Obama, a little bit before Obama and since Obama, one thing I've heard echoed a lot when we're talking about movements, we're talking about progress, we're talking about power, we're talking about positions in companies, is who is the leader? Who's the guy? Who's the voice? And it seems like those people are stepping up now.
So, piggybacking off of that, and you, perfect point. I would say that when we're talking about, so before this announcement, and really just months back, it was brought to the attention of the Black community, and talking about basketball, talking about Mikey Williams committing
Right.
to a Black school, and other high school starter athletes committing in that direction. And just like you were talking about leadership, we were, and I'm not saying that these kids wouldn't have done this, because I do expect them to be the leaders of the next generation, but we were expecting boys to start literally a revolution that a man is supposed to be starting.
Right.
And it's a breath of fresh air to see a man with a hell of a reputation that cannot be argued with under any circumstances, to be honest with you. He has a clean record, God-fearing man, and is just positive in every facet you could possibly think of. Like, what better person could you put these young men around? Like, whether they have athletic success or not, they're going to be better men from the advice and just being around them. That's just going to be dope. Now, another point that I wanted to make is what is one of the biggest things that we're missing as young Black women and men would be exposure and opportunity. So this is another opportunity, and he's going to expose these kids to things, or really the media is going to expose these kids to things that they probably wouldn't have had, and they're just going to be added to that unique experience that they already have. Now, just like this wasn't a clear option for those coaches, think about how many Black schools that you had no idea about until we played them and we went to the game and saw all of these, you know, A&Ts and you know what I'm saying? You had no idea they even existed. You didn't know that those were options. And where I'm from, I had to explain to people what CAU meant and the AUC is, you know what I'm saying? How many schools are connected to it? What is what, you know? And the fact that these kids are going to know beyond the shadow of a doubt that they got these options is huge.
Man, this video can go on for another couple hours. I want to give a shout out to SWAC, Southwestern Athletic Conference. Get a shout out to JSU, Jackson State University Tigers,
Absolutely.
that football team.
Grambling State, yeah.
Oh, Graham, I mean, the conference is off the chain. The conference is off the chain. That's why I want you guys to look it up. Look up the SWAC, look at those teams, watch all those classics, watch the games, go to the games you can. I know it's COVID right now, so there's going to be limitations. They may be postponed. The season may be postponed. So as long as when they start, he's the head coach, that's what I'm looking for. Look, we're all, you know, in competition. We went to Clark Atlanta University in the AUC. We got Spelman there. We got Morehouse there. We got our school there. You know, we play. We're not in the same conference. Don't believe we're in the same division. But, you know, there's rivalries within the HBCUs. This is one time we are putting it all aside. I don't think people are going to quit or like let you win or get bribed or anything like that. But we're all rooting for this team because this is the beginning of, like Jay said, a revolution, a big change. So, again, a shout out to JSU, shout out to the SWAC, shout out to Warren for giving me some inside information on that. And I just want to shut it down there because we're going to have so many videos off of this. We're going to be – there's so many backstories that will come up. You know they're going to stir up some drama. You know they're going to pull out some skeletons out of people's closets and try to shut this down. They're going to be looking at athletic directors. They're going to be looking at how the money is spent in the university. They're going to look at the student body. They're going to have cameras all over the campus. They're going to be doing interviews everywhere. So let's put that good energy out there now to protect them in the same fashion that we will.
You know what they need to do?
What's up?
You know what they need to do, right?
What's that?
What's the show on what's the show on Netflix?
What was that?
The little football joint?
All American? No. You mean the documentary?
The reality one. Imagine Jackson State.
It's coming.
It's got to. It's got to.
It has to. You know it's coming. Those kids will be plastered. Hey, you know the parties at that school. I'm gonna stop right there. Renaissance man, great video. Congratulations, Deion Sanders. Congratulations, JSU. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video. Renaissance, we out.